This time on Kawaii-Fi Radio, what's your preferred isekai delivery method? I mean, at least it was the stairs and not Truck-kun.
I like Truck-kun though.
Truck-kun just breaks into his apartment, like third floor apartment, just
Everything is still Dante.
They essentially turned him into Dante from Devil May Cry.
Not this again.
Everything is Dante.
Everything is crap.
And we celebrate Dot Hack's 20th anniversary. She's in a plug suity type thing.
There are no plug suits.
There's Neo Genesis.
It's Neo Genesis Online, the web game.
It's over 9,000! NANI?
Configure the language logic interface for Japanese.
Kawaii-Fi.
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 Kawaii-Fi Radio.
Konnichiwa and welcome. You tuned in to Kawaii-Fi Radio, the podcast where we dive into the world of anime and manga. I'm Kyle, and joining me are my wonderful co-hosts. We've got Aaron.
Whoa.
We've got Kira Lee.
Yeah.
And we've got Tifa.
Woo.
We are Sans Kenny. He's dead.
Again? It's okay.
Just in spirit.
I'll be Kenny. Final Fantasy 14. Which military?
No.
Corpse farming.
Cthulhu.
Corpse farming. I love it because in the Discord you were like, Kenny's playing Graveyard Simulator. This checks out. And he's like, yes, it is my actual profession. I was like, no, it's not. Now, this episode, we finally have our expert on board. Oh no, he's looking terrified now. We're talking Dot Hack.
Oh, on board is in here. I thought you meant on like boards, and I was like, I don't know much about wooden planks. I'm sorry, I can't help that.
What about this 2x4? Will this work?
Yes, that is wood.
No, we're talking Dot Hack. It's 20 years old, which means it's officially retro in our books at least. And we've all watched it in some shape or form over the years. We're all aware of it, and as Tifa has rightly pointed out during the pre-show when we're talking about this, it is one of the earliest sort of isekai series, realistically. Like, I mean, we've discussed this before. I feel a bit weird about putting video games in the isekai section. I feel like they're separate, but you are right. If the person is trapped within said world or has been transported to it and can't immediately get out, it is technically an isekai. It's another world, as the name suggests.
I mean, it's also got a more permanent thing where Sao took a little inspiration from here where like if you get killed a certain way in Dot Hack, you get put into a coma. Yeah. So is that a type of isekai?
I mean, at the time, it was definitely the first modern day isekai that coined the term isekai as a genre of anime and manga. So I would say so because it was just as they were trying to figure out what constitutes that genre within modern day film and TV.
So we will be diving into that in just a moment. Now, if you are new to the podcast, welcome. We've also got a YouTube channel and socials and tiki-talkies, and we will be doing streaming soon. But before we get into that, let's get stuck in with what we've been watching and, in this case as well, what we've been playing.
I have no idea how old I am or where I came from.
Nani? Ohio.
Hey, guys! I gotta go!
I have to know. Hooray! I did that thing. Do-do-do.
Oni-chan, nani wo miru?
What we're watching. I will still never get over us doing that recording session for you.
Oh, that was fun.
It was. It was so much fun. Alrighty. So, Tifa, Aaron, you have both been playing a Dragon Ball game.
Yes.
And by that, very loosely, a very loose Dragon Ball game.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
This is the anime multiverse.
It's the Annie-Vengers.
Most ambitious crossover event in gaming history.
No, it's Fortnite.
Nort Fight. That's the Kingdom Hearts version where they're all been Norted.
Oh, God, no. Okay, so Fortnite has introduced, and I mean, you've mentioned this before, there are a lot of anime skins in Fortnite. It's part of the culture of the game now.
Apparently.
And for the current Dragon Ball film, they've introduced the skins for all the Dragon Ball characters into it. So the first question I need to know, obviously there's going to be Goku, there's going to be Vegeta, but is there Krillin?
No.
Is there Gohan?
No.
Piccolo?
No.
What about
I
Yamcha?
thought Gohan was announced to be coming out.
Oh,
this
later.
year. Yeah.
Much later.
Look,
But with this current thing,
No,
It's
at the
Goku,
moment.
Vegeta.
Monday we have a few more skins, but I don't remember which ones they are.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. How long is it running for? Like a month?
Who knows? Because they've got quests, right? So you get to do Dragon Ball related quests.
Yeah,
and,
for each one you get a Dragon Ball.
yeah.
And like when you get all 7 Dragon Balls, you get a Shenron glider.
Yeah, you get
Ah.
some cool things. You get to do some cool things. The bus that you jump out of is also Dragon Ball themed, which is pretty cool.
Custom maps?
No, but there is
No.
an area in the map where you get to go to Kame House.
Oh, okay.
But it said they might be introducing a few more things, and apparently you can watch Dragon
Yeah,
Ball
there's a
in
screening area.
Fortnite. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing something about that and was like, I'm very confused as to
Because
how
it's
that
definitely more than
works.
just when they introduced the Naruto characters into Fortnite. Because
Yeah, they were
this
just
is
like, here, have
for-
Naruto
Yeah,
characters, bye.
exactly. Because this is for the movie, right? So it's to promote it. So they've done a lot more with it, which is
Also, I feel like Dragon Ball's a lot bigger than Naruto.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
It's-
Yeah.
been running a lot longer.
just a wee bit.
Just a smidge. Just a smidge.
And
Doesn't-
Naruto wasn't promoting anything. It was just there.
yeah. So let's move on from video games because
Wait. The other 2 characters that they've released,
Oh,
would you like to say?
There's Bulma.
And
Oh.
Beerus.
Beerus. I get to be an angry demon god cat.
Yes.
It's
But
great, actually.
I want to see Bulma wreck Vegeta with the blicky.
Blick, 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 blick.
Yeah. Pull up with the gat, just bang.
Now, let's move on to actual anime. Sorry. Kiralee, you've been watching a Otome-based series from last season called Trapped in a Dating Sim, The World of Otome Games is Tough for Mobs. What on earth is going on in this?
Yeah, so it's really good. So I'm watching the dubbed, just because it's easier to watch for me. And so it starts off where this character, he's given this Otome game by his sister to complete the Otome game so that she can listen to this one specific like sentence or saying at the end, but it has to be 100% completed. So, and if he doesn't do it, then she'll let out his little secret. But we don't know what that secret is, but I would assume that it's something a little bit more,
Risque.
Yes.
Otome games.
Yeah.
He likes shoes. Yeah.
Yes, just
Yeah.
shoes.
Just shoes. Just
shoes.
frowned upon.
Yeah.
Doesn't even want feet in them. Just the shoes on their
Yeah.
own. Yeah.
And so then he like completes it, takes multiple days and days and days and days. And then he's like, yes, I'm finally free of this horrible Otome game. I hate it. It's disgusting. Like it's all females, got it made, this and that. And then he like leaves his room and then he's like, wow, I don't feel too good. And then he like falls down the stairs and then he gets isekai'd into the actual Otome world.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it was the stairs and not Truck-kun. Like,
Yeah. I like Truck-kun though.
Yeah.
It's pretty,
breaks into his
yeah.
apartment. Third floor apartment.
Yeah.
Truck-kun has launched himself off a ramp. He's coming for you.
No one is safe.
So now he's just playing like a side character in the Otome game. Yeah, and because he's not got any status or anything, he sort of does all these things to try and get himself made in this world because he knows the way that it works. And in doing so, he has accidentally made the main heroine not the main heroine.
Are they now the villain?
No, they're just there.
Oh.
Which is weird. And he's like trying to avoid her, but because he doesn't want to get involved, but it turns out that she's actually not involved with the main like
Story anymore.
yeah, story anymore. So it's quite funny. And instead there's this other girl that's like taken her place. And I haven't gotten to this part yet, but I'm pretty sure that that girl is his sister.
I was about to say, like, I
Yeah.
get the vibe that might be his sister.
Yeah.
Ah.
And so, yeah, all these men are swooning over the sister, and he's trying to, like, basically ruin it. And so he's, like, doing all these roundabout ways, and he's, like, basically bought the system because it's an Otome game. You can, like, buy, like, good things so you
Yeah.
get good roots.
Yeah.
So he's basically done that in this world. So then he just
Oh.
like, yeah.
Does it have like a digital storefront sort of thing that pops up, or is it just the items in the world that he goes and buys and he knows they're useful?
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. And he like knows like these like special rooms that he can go in to get certain things.
Ah.
Yeah, and he like gets them, and then he has this like little robot guy that's with him, and basically sort of says, you know, why are you doing this, and you know, sort of narrates certain situations, which is quite funny because he's very like direct to the point, and it's just really funny, and he just wrecks all of these like princes and everything like that in like these fighting games.
Oh.
And so we've got to the point now where he's just sort of living his life. With the main heroine, well, the old main heroine and the heroine's friend, and the his sister is now basically stuffed, like she's just sort of screwed herself in this whole situation, and
no.
and then all the princes and his assistants have just like left. Basically, and so it's just really funny, and so we just sort of get to see now his otome like storyline happen now, but it's not been dubbed yet, so waiting for those episodes to come out. So very
That's on
excited.
Crunchyroll, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So trapped in a dating sim, the world of Otome games is tough for mobs. Nice. Truck-kun is Truck-kun approved, but he doesn't get an appearance this time.
No cameo, sorry.
No cameos. Tifa, you've been rereading I wouldn't say it's a controversial manga, but its anime adaptation was.
Yeah, I suppose, but not controversial in the ways that some animes are
No, it was
controversial.
just rubbish. Promised Netherland. Season 1 may Season 2 never exist. Why did you just go back and start reading it?
So I always loved The Promised Neverland before it got an adaptation at all. That was like one of my favorite mangas. I read it like as it was coming out. It's completely finished. I read it all the way to the end, and I thought, well, you know, the first season of the anime was really good. The second season doesn't exist.
Yep.
So I wanted to go back and read it and to see if it was like I remembered it as well. I know it wasn't that long ago, but like I just really enjoyed it, and like it was just one of the best, like, well-paced mangas that I have read in a long time, and it just keeps going, and there are no kind of slow parts, even parts where they're trying to explain things are explained well and then moved on. You know, the things happen as they should happen, and you just keep going. And even the ending of Promised Neverland is one of the best endings in manga. I think that they had the right amount of sacrifices, the right amount of compromise, and still somewhat of a happy ending. So it was just like a well thought out story, which we haven't seen in a long time, I feel like, as well, especially because it's technically a shonen. And I find that shonen manga, like, the endings are kind of forgettable, or you just don't really like them. So I kind of wanted to go back and just binge read it, because it's all out now instead of reading it chapter by chapter. So
I also read it chapter by chapter when it was coming out as well, and God, the wait. Just, no. I want it all now.
Yeah.
But it is interesting you mentioned like how shonen we do see like a bit of weirdness at the end. Like they don't seem to know how to end a shonen series.
Yeah.
Like, no offense to Naruto, but I finished Shippuden a couple of weeks ago. I still need to do a video on that. And then I was like, I wonder if it's any better in the manga. And the manga has even less. So, which was weird. So it's like one of those cases of should you watch it, should you read it? And it's like there's no actual correct answer to it.
There's pros and cons to both.
Yeah, pros and cons to both.
I agree.
So, now because of that, I then went, as I said in the last episode, Tifa said, you should read One Piece. I've started. I'm 100 chapters in. It's fantastic. I'm looking forward to when it obviously drops off a cliff for like 100 chapters to do a single fight, which I will then skim
just skim
through.
read
No,
it,
it's more than 100.
You could just skim read it.
But I'm actually quite pleasantly surprised, because we obviously hear about all those diehard fans of One Piece online going, oh, it's so good, it's so good.
You just
think
have
it's
to get past
overhyped.
the first 300 episodes and it gets better.
Yeah.
The manga, I feel like the manga is good right from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like,
Manga's
the
pacing is
stories
phenomenal.
that they do have for Nami and Zoro in the very beginning, even Sanji as well, are just really good. Their backstories were just really well done
I've
in
just
the manga.
finished Nami's backstory, and that was
with the Arlong pirates.
yeah, that was so good, and especially like it's the first time you see Luffy actually get angry.
Exactly.
Like, no, I'm here to punch you in the face. It's like, I'm sorry, what? Like, I was not expecting that amount of bravado. I was expecting him to kind of Goku it a bit, like just be a bit like, hey, whatever.
He gets very serious
Yeah.
for every title fight essentially.
But it's really good. They give him dimension so early
They
on
do.
as well.
Yeah.
So.
I had somebody point out the other day that normally after Luffy gets angry, the chapter after he's smiling again, chapter after the fight, there's one fight with one particular person where he doesn't smile for a really long time afterwards. It takes him a while to recover. And I wonder if you'll pick up on who it is. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I think I know, but I'm just not going to say.
I'm going to say like
Kyle,
around chapter
just look at the
500.
screen for a little bit while I just take it.
I'll
I'm
text
just
you
going to
after, I'll
pretend
text
I'm
you
not
after.
looking at this. And
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep, done.
Very
Gotcha,
nice.
yeah.
Yep. You got that? You did like little horns or something, like we're playing Pictionary.
I mean, it's easy to play Pictionary with the characters. You got Robin, Nami.
No, that's the other way around.
No, because Robin does the.
I haven't met her yet.
You won't meet her for a little while.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny because I've noticed. So I'm reading a version of it that I found online where someone has gone through and colored them all.
Oh wow!
nice.
Really?
It's beautiful. It's like the colors are correct as well, like to the anime. So I think they started watching the anime, went, okay, now we know what everyone's colors are meant to look like,
And they did it,
they've done it using that, and it's really good. It I feel like I'm watching the anime because
interesting.
it's so close to it in style and color coding. So
I'd love to see someone do that for JoJo's.
oh, I know. I do wonder if someone
That'd
like
be
as a
very
fan
colourful.
fan
That'd
one
be
does.
really
It'd be
interesting.
beautiful.
Yeah, that'd
Yo,
be very-
Araki, what's up? Do it.
But yeah, look, if you are interested in reading One Piece, can highly recommend. Actually, yeah.
Kyle, no.
Look, I've got to catch up.
Kyle, yes.
Yes. I've got to get up up to date, and I mean, this is the thing. I find it pretty easy to binge read manga if there's a lot of it out already.
Yeah.
Like I'll do it in the evening when I'm in bed and just boom, 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 boom through it. I think I polished off all of. Yeah, I did. I did all of Ranma half in 2 weeks. And that was reading every second day. Well, every day.
Damn.
So, and that was 340 something chapters. And that's, I love Ranma half, so that was very easy. And I've been surprised because this has been this is genuinely something that surprised me. I've been reading mangas and I've been like, no, I'll just go to bed and I'll finish it another time. I don't want to stop with One Piece. I'll finish the chapter and I'm like, I need to know what's going to happen. It's, I don't want to go to sleep and then I'll pass out and hit myself in the face with the iPad.
Luffy, is that you?
I think my partner Emma mentioned that I'd said something weird in my sleep about pirates at some point, and I'm like, oh, okay, I must have been having really lucid dreams, and I've been reading One Piece literally for 5 days straight. So I mean, it checks out. Alrighty, Aaron.
Yes.
You, who suggested it for this episode, have been watching Dot Hack.
So much Dot Hack.
So much Dot Hack.
So
Now,
much Dot Hack.
we're obviously not going to have a chance to cover all of it today, but you've been watching the films, which are remarkably different stylistically from the TV series.
Oh yeah, drastically different. Especially the more recent Dot Hack movie. Like the animation quality of that is beautiful. Like the CG is so good. And then like the GU trilogy movie, they've taken the game's graphics and like turned them up to 11 out of 5. Like watching the fights in there. Why couldn't the game have those cutscenes in the remastered edition?
Just so much better.
So much better. And because they did remaster GU recently.
Yeah.
Like recently, in quotation marks
I think
again.
it was like 2015 or something.
No, it wasn't
No?
that long ago. It can't,
Well,
actually,
so-
no, it probably was. Oh my goodness.
I've got it up on the screen here.
Dot Hack GU last recode?
Because
Because that was the recent remake of the game.
I mean, maybe I'm thinking of the anime when they did the re-release for it.
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
'Cause I did let one of my friends borrow it because they're a streamer, but then
Okay.
they never played it.
Dot Hack GU, The World R2 Remastered Collection was released on November 3rd, 2017 for PS4 and PC.
It's pretty close.
So 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bang. There you go.
Because I've been replaying that as well.
Is it good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the first 3 games are good. The 4th game that they put in for the last
Reconnection?
recode, terrible.
Oh.
They essentially turned him into Dante from Devil May Cry.
Not this again.
Everything is Dante.
Everything is crap.
Well, I was going to say, last episode, Kenny kept breaking everything back to Dante.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because he and I were talking about it. It's like, that's just Dante.
Now we see what's going on. Everything is still Dante this season. Oh, no.
Because like he gets this sword and it's got all of the phases on it, because the big thing in Dot Hack is the 7 phases. And then obviously Hasie's got white hair, and then he gets like a long cloak as well, and it's just like, come on, guys. But the story in the 4th game is just terrible. Like, you just need the first 3 games, don't touch the 4th.
What's the gameplay?
Gameplay is... Okay, so it's a simulated MMO.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So RPG sort of style.
Yeah. So, like, all the characters seem like real people playing a game.
Right.
So there's a lot of fourth wall stuff where people are like, oh yeah, outside of the game. And then like you log out of the game and there's like all this news stuff and mail that you can send each other. And like they've got, with the news, there's forum boards as well and rumors. And you can sort of look into what's happening in their world at the same time as you're playing the game.
Is it turn-based fighting?
No, it's all,
Button smashing?
yes.
Okay, good.
So like,
It's an interesting mix.
So the original Dot Hack games have very different fighting style to GU. In GU, once you get close enough to an enemy, you can surprise strike them, and then basically you just like shoom right up to them.
So is
and
this
then an
sort
arena
of
gets set up?
Sort of because it's a MMO? I'm assuming it's sort of similar to say World of Warcraft style of interaction, but then as you said, there's like an approach vector. So once you get to a certain point, it then closes down the area, and that's the battleground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you get your skills, and you can coordinate your teammates, and you can use items and spells and abilities.
Oh, where you can like switch to different different
No,
characters?
you always play as the one character.
Ah, okay.
But
Not
you can
like
instruct your
Genshin,
teammates?
Yes, you can tell them what to do.
Oh, so like you use the bumpers or whatever to
Yeah.
bring up a menu for them.
And so you'll be
I
like,
see.
syllabus, cast repth.
see.
And then like, it'll go down from that menu, and then syllabus will cast repth as soon as he can. So
Okay, cool. And I'm guessing obviously there's like, I mean, it's not going to be turn-based, but there'll be cooldowns on certain abilities. And
yes,
stuff
there's
that.
like a certain amount of cooldown, and like you got to build up your charge bar enough to do like a Rengeki attack. And you got to make right timings and stuff, and characters will give you certain windows to attack where they're more vulnerable.
This actually sounds really cool.
It's super good. Shame you don't have a PS4 though.
It's all right. It's on PC.
Oh, that's true. Go get it on Steam.
I'll get it on Steam. Yeah. I'm going to have to look into it. It sounds pretty good.
Because last Recode also offered the option to play cheat mode, which starts you with maximum level, best gear, like maximum relationships with everyone.
Why would you want to do that?
Story. Or if you've beaten the game countless times before and you start the game by doing that anyway, like you just grind your character at the beginning of the game. Who would do that?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Level caps are meant to be hit first.
God, I feel you so much right now. Oh, all right. Well, look, if you are watching this on the YouTube or if you're over on our socials, let us know what you're watching at the moment. There's a lot out this season, but I don't feel like after last season, which was jam-packed, this season feels a bit lackluster unless you're into one of the big returning series.
Bakumatsu Bad Boys Shine On.
That's returning?
It's still going.
It didn't even leave.
It's my baby.
And it'll cry if it wants to.
Kawaii-Fi Radio. Oh, it's so bad.
It's so good. It's so 80s.
NANI?
Retro classics.
Okay, well, this is an 80s. It's about 20 years too late for that, but it's still more than 20 years old. So here we are with
It's
Dot
in that perfect
Hack.
40-year window. Just smack in the middle.
Yes, so Dot Hack Sign is where we're going to start our little journey here.
All right. Who's ready for a 40-minute Aaron monologue?
Well, I was going to say, who's ready for 25 minutes, 26 episodes of introspection and discussions of isolation, loneliness, and insanity?
Hey, Kyle, you like Neon Genesis,
I
right?
love Neon Genesis.
Tsukasa is a clone of Shinji.
Actually, no. There are very many similar elements between them. But the thing is that in Neon Genesis, Shinji's a reluctant hero. He doesn't want to be a hero. Tsukasa isn't necessarily wanting to be a hero. He just doesn't want to deal with anyone.
No, but he's forced into the... Well, was forced into the role very reluctantly. Spoiler alert, by the way, Tsukasa's actually a girl.
No, definitely not the girl they mentioned in episode 2 who was in the hospital with the same name. No. I've got some notes that I wrote down while I was watching.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Are they notes or questions? Because if they're questions, I'm more than happy to field them.
Both. So, firstly, 2002 anime. I believe this was Madman Entertainment released it over here.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what studio did it. B-Train, that's right, and Bandai Visual. So B-Train, we don't really see a lot of anymore. With 1997, Noir, Dot Hack Signs, Madlax, and have a strong following in the Yuri fandom for being involved in series portraying strong female leads with speculatively ambiguous relationships.
Tsukasa and Subaru.
There you go.
You saw that ending. You know what happened.
Yeah. So, first things first, that OP...
Oh, yes.
It is wild.
The song's great, and it opens with a naked lady dancing.
Well, I mean, she's not technically naked. She's in a plug suity type thing.
There are
she?
no plug suits.
But it's Neon Genesis.
It's Neon Genesis Online, the web game.
This soundtrack's a pretty important part of this series.
Yes.
There was everywhere.
The Dot Hack, just entire thing, the entire Dot Hack project, great soundtrack the entire way through.
Same for the games?
Same for the games, same for the movies, same for just... They know what they're doing. They set the atmosphere perfectly with the music.
It's very immersive.
Yeah. Hulgrand's Cathedral, Hidden Forbidden Holy Ground, the music there gives me shivers every time. And that, iconic dong that they play scares me. Because I'm like, oh no, something bad's happening. I've been conditioned.
Now, this is definitely showing, so... I guess context here. So Dot Hack Sign came out in 2002, which is also the year of the first video game. But at that point, the game had been in development for quite a long time. They had an idea of how they were going to tell the story. And I think you'll be able to verify this as well, because Dot Hack Signs got a lot of parallel stories running alongside it in the background. They don't... you get to a point about episode 4 to 8 where it doesn't seem like there's all these other things going on behind. You think they've all been forgotten, but they do come back. And I think that is kind of part of the game as well. The game's got a lot of parallel stories and quests you can take on.
Yes. Well, I mean, in the original games, there weren't so many quests as it was just story, because there weren't side quests. You could do stuff to get bonus rep with characters, but that was about it. The game was purely story. But it's PS2 era. They didn't really have side quests per se back then.
That bonus level, that's what it was back in the day.
I mean, each Dot Hack game did have that bonus level at the end of the game.
Oh, okay.
So, you could create your save mark and then be like, hey, I heard about this extra hard dungeon. We should go try it out. And you go do it, and, you get the gear, and then that gets added to your clear save. And then you can drag it over to the next game with, super good gear.
Game Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that's the best thing about it. All the games, you carried over your data, your equipment, your levels, your friendship levels. All of that carried over into the next game.
Oh, okay. So sort of like how Mass Effect went as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is long.
Long before Mass Effect, yeah. Okay. And, all right. I'm going to throw some shade.
Okay. What you got for me?
The dub.
The dub. Look.
I mean...
It's accurate for the era.
It's 2002.
They were still working out the kinks.
And as you mentioned, it's funny you mentioned Neon Genesis, because I thought Mimaru had a familiar voice, and I was right. It's Amanda Wynn Lee, Ray from Neon Genesis.
Yeah.
And she's playing a character who's very much more like Oscar, which is and
did that cross your wires a bit?
Yeah, a little bit. I was very confused. But I really don't like the dub. It is really bad. There are some good moments in it, but the script, whoever wrote it, no.
Yeah, no.
But when you swap it to the Japanese, I found it seemed a lot more tolerable, because for at least the mouth flaps matched, for starters. You know.
This was before they started worrying about that.
Yeah.
You got to give it props for its time.
Yeah, look, don't get me wrong. I think as well, pacing's quite slow as well.
The pacing is quite slow, but it
is consistent.
Yeah, it's consistent, so it feels like it's meant to be slow. Mm-hmm. Because what's the story for it?
Well, there's a person trapped in a video game.
And how would time feel if you were trapped somewhere?
Slow. Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point, actually. All right, I'm going to throw more shade then.
Okay, go on, bring it. What you got?
The Crimson Knights.
Oh my god!
I can't believe they're actually players. I thought they were NPCs
No,
for the
they're
longest
players.
time.
No, because you know those people who play a game and they get way too consumed in role playing.
Yeah.
Did you ever go and play World of Warcraft on the Moonguard server?
No, but I did jump on an RP server once and regretted it.
Yes.
It wasn't the normal RP server as it turned out. It was the furry RP server.
No. You want to know the best place to go if you're in a World of Warcraft roleplay server? Goldshire.
Oh my god. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Holy cow.
Just outside of, what's the human town?
Stormwind?
Stormwind, yeah.
Yeah.
Just outside of Stormwind, there's this little, like, itty bitty village, like tiny. Everyone goes there to. Can I put this in? Just like the 3 letters.
Yeah.
ERP.
Yeah. So it's Baron's chat, but more erotic.
No, not Barons.
No, I'm saying it's like Baron's
Oh,
chat.
yes,
just
yes.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, something's barren.
and it is definitely not my soul. Okay, so let's talk about .hack sign, and let's actually talk about what the story is. So it's set in a fictional 2009. So
We
Still
need to
waiting
watch
on
back
it.
on.
Yeah.
so it
This
is.
is the future. 2009.
So free access to networks. I mean, this isn't really specified in the series until much later on, but I don't think it's too much of a spoiler. So a computer virus called Pluto's Kiss caused a massive internet shutdown. The results are described as catastrophic. They caused traffic lights to shut down, planes crashing, American nuclear missiles are nearly launched, and a consequence of this is that cyberspace becomes subjected to severe restrictions. You can't do what you normally would do on there. And this virus affects all operating systems except one, which is an operating system called Ultimate OS. And that is the only system immune to the computer viruses. So 2 years later, so 2011, free access is restored and bringing with it the release of The World, the first online game since Pluto's Kiss, developed for that OS. So it's meant to be safe. It's meant to be secure.
Well, you want to hear something funny? So in the games, Ultimate is built very much like Apple.
I love that.
Like, you're fiddling with it, and
interesting.
it's just Apple vibes
Yeah,
the
yeah,
entire
yeah.
way. Like,
Do they have a shop? Is it incredibly awkward when you go in because
no,
people are
why
way
would there
too
be a
excited?
shop in a PS2 game?
Look, I don't know. I'm just imagining you go into the real world and you wander in and they're like, "Hi, would you like a new iPhone?" And I mean, Altiphone.
I do wonder if that's purposeful, obviously, because of at the time, and then Japanese
like
and
it.
electronics and the mobile phones they created and the mobile phones that the Chinese created, and in comparison, this American company that's becoming more and more popular and has created things like the iPhone and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So I feel like it is purposeful
Probably.
because of their
Well,
era.
So this does
and what they
predate
assume.
like iPhone and all that,
Yeah,
but it was
but
during
Apple's-
a time when Apple was
it was
starting to get bigger.
Yeah.
I remember I bought my first Mac in like 2004.
Yeah.
Which would have been only a couple of years after that.
Well,
And at
'cause-
that point,
yeah.
it was known for
Yeah.
production and media. So
Yeah.
it does check out. The world is portrayed as a fantasy setting wherein player characters can be different classes, adventure by themselves to go searching through dungeons, or join with others. So, like, standard MMO.
Yeah.
And they can fight monsters, level up, collect new items, participate in special events. And at the center of each server is a root town, which contains shops, save points, and the Chaos Gate, which is used to travel between the servers in the game. Now, our story focuses on Tsukasa. He's being mind-trapped into the game, is what they're kind of calling it. There's a bit more to it than that, but despite being a fantasy quest-type adventure, it does not rely on action sequences. The show is driven by mystery, slowly revealing the secrets to the viewer while paying much attention to the individual characters. Questions like what happened to Tsukasa in the real world, who he really is, and why he cannot log out are the driving points of the story. And as you probably guessed from that, the story centers on him being unable to log out and other players who are curious as to whether they can help, or if he's an anomaly, or if he's a virus like we saw.
If he's even a real character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of questions to it, and it's kind of funny. What was it we were talking about the other week where it was like, we were talking about, last episode, I can't remember if it was on the pre-show or on the show, and we were talking about English literature and the types of books you'd wear where it's all existentialism and all that as part of
yeah.
university. Not university, English in high school.
Literature.
Yeah.
The Outlander.
Yeah,
Outlander? The Outsiders.
The Outsider, yeah.
Highlander.
There can be only one on the server. But this has got a similar thing to it. It's a lot more psychological. It's a lot more mystery and character interaction driven. But as Kenny rightly pointed out to you, I don't really like most of the cast.
The cast isn't meant to be liked.
No?
No, there is one good character, Bear. That's it. So it's supposed to be like, humans aren't great.
Yeah.
But that's no surprise to anyone.
No.
So they're all out with their own motives. and
Yeah.
They're like, it's my subscription. I get to enjoy the game however I want.
I also feel like, because it's set in a game as well, I feel like people can be more brutal online than anything else. And that's kind of the point within the series.
Yeah. Well, it's
In a
also
way.
why characters like the Crimson Knights exist,
Yeah.
because they've had bad experiences and they're trying to protect other players from it by doing what they believe is the right thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, this is also like a series where you've also fed quite a bit of fake information throughout it.
Yes.
Like, it gives you an idea of the story and then it leads you astray and brings you
Yeah.
back and leads you astray and brings you back. It's very detective kind of orientated.
you got to find the truth in the lies.
But it is a bit slow.
It's incredibly slow. I will give you that.
Yeah.
But-
I'm not saying I don't like it. I mean, like, you remember I loved the Patlabor film and evereverone else was like, no, this is awful. And I'm like, no, this is old school slow. Yeah.
Numbing.
I found the TV series too. I'm going to be watching that. It's going to be good. Though they'll have to do it fast. They only have 20 minutes to deliver a story, so, it'll be better.
Yeah, but they've got how many episodes?
Yeah.
There's a lot, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all going to be one story, and it's going to be one guy getting in a mech, and that's it.
He's like, get in the mech. So with Dog Hack Signs was the first series.
That was the first anime, yeah?
Yeah.
And then it leads into the first 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
So Dot Hack Infection, Outbreak, Mutation, and Quarantine. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
The things we've been going through the last few years?
Yeah.
Very
So
interesting.
Dot Hack Signs serves as a prequel to those games?
Yes.
So that sets up the world which you then start the game in.
Yes.
Ah.
And there's a lot of, there's a recurring character that doesn't look the same anymore. That's not really a character. Anyway,
The cat thing? Yeah.
Maha comes back as Mia,
Huh.
who's like a rabbit cat thing that I absolutely adore. And
Yeah.
so, fun little fact. This was like one of my big games during my teenage development years. So there was a character named Elk in there. And so I used Elk as my online tag. And then somebody online was like, you know what? Elky sounds cuter. And so I started running with Elky for the longest time. I was just Elky-kun on everything.
That is cute.
And then I decided to switch up to Fire. But yeah, so Elk was in that game and Orca, and it was the great cast of characters. They all feel real because they're designed to. And like running around with these characters, like you can trade with them and stuff. And like, so you get 4 games of that, and each game also comes with an anime disc for Dot Hack Liminality,
Yes.
which tells a story in the real world about what other people are doing as those games go on. So each game disc has the anime disc for what's happening at that exact time. So there's 4 discs to Liminality, and there's 4 discs to the game, and you get to see them work through their own real life stuff. Like, it's not the characters from the game, entirely different set of characters.
Who are also involved in that game world.
They're not, well, I mean, kind of very loosely. They're dealing with the effects of that game world. And what's, like, the crisis going on because the game is affecting the real world because there's a bug. Yeah. So as the game goes on, it gets more and more infected, hence the names of the titles. And, like, by the end of it, you're not sure if you're doing more harm than good by taking out these bugs because the more bugs you take out, the worse it gets.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
So, yeah. And Liminality, they sort of get into like the physical side of it and where the servers are and what's impacting what and trying to come to the bottom of like who's at all of this.
So this is definitely like, I mean, you and I have been saying this for years, but this is the precursor to Sword Art Online. This set all of the groundwork for the idea for that.
Yes, hands down, which is why I've been so religiously preaching it. Like, if you like Sword Art Online, check out Dot Hack in its entirety. Just all of it. Enjoy it.
It's got 10 more years of content than Sword Art.
Yes.
There's also novels and mangas and all that too.
And there's not weird, creepy guys in it. I mean, look, the worst you'll get. No. Look, Silver Knight's the worst you'll get.
Silver Knight's not the one I'm bothered by. It was Vin, red guy who was part of the Knights.
Krim
creeps me out.
Krim wasn't that bad.
He kind of creeps me out.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I to be fair, I haven't watched Dot Hack's Sign since 2005. So watching it now, I've completely forgot most of the story, and I've only got about 9 to 12 episodes.
I think you
through.
might be confusing Krim with Silver Knight.
No. Krim's the one who hasn't been in the game for a long time, came back, and then, he's got a red cloak and a pole arm. And
I mean, he doesn't have a cloak. He's just got red pants. He's completely topless.
Doesn't he got like a cape sort of thing?
Nope.
I mean, I was watching it late at night, so I might have gone a
Just
bit
imagined
cross-eyed.
Yeah, in real life, he's a movie star.
Oh, that checks out.
Yeah, so he's got a bit of an ego to him.
I stand by my statement.
He does get quite flirty, but when girls tell him no, he's like, all right, cool.
No, I just find his role playing a bit too much. I think, yeah.
Well, as an actor, he tends to get really into it.
This is true, and that does make a lot more sense about his
Yeah.
character now that you've said it, because I completely forgot that. Like, as I said, there's so much about it that I've forgotten because it's been so long.
So much involved in it.
Yeah,
So-
Dot Hack is so deep and like there's so much to it.
Which is why it took so long as well.
Yeah.
They were working on this for ages because it crosses over so many different media platforms that I don't think you will ever get anything like this again that is popular like this as well.
Yeah. Well, like it's incredibly popular, but it's incredibly niche.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, so nowadays when an anime also has a video game that's supposed to be incorporated in it, and it's not just like a smash the buttons, play the characters kind of thing, but something that's actually supposed to further tell the story, people are like, that's too much to do. Whereas I feel like Dot Hack did it in a way at the time with perfect timing of it that for those who knew what it was and stuff like that, it was very, very popular because especially with it being one of the first modern day isekais to coin the term isekai within the genre, they really tried to play that out for you, which I think is quite an interesting thing for one of the first in that kind of genre.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like the PS2 games, I remember like trying to buy them as they came out. They were always sold out.
Yeah, we also live in Australia.
Yeah, there's that. Australia was probably like, nah, this game won't do well.
Yeah, they just get a few of them and not like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I remember...
No, they got all 4 of it.
Yeah, but like not a whole heap of stuff.
No.
Like the whole...
Well, I was going to say, like, you remember, like, back in the day when you could chip your PS2 and get all your imported dodgy games
I
and all
Play
still
that.
got a chipped
Mario on the
PS2.
chipped PS2, yeah.
Well, I remember when I was in Bali, I found a Neon Genesis video game for the PS2. And I'm like, no.
Did you play the Nintendo 64 Neon Genesis game?
It's the same game.
It's terrible.
Oh, but the funny thing is, that game is the only point in the franchise where they actually explain the origin of the angels. So if you haven't played that game, you don't know about it. Yeah. And it's like, are you kidding me? So yeah, like that's the only spot where they explain the meta of the universe, where it's like there are these 2 eggs that seed life throughout the universe by a precursor species, a white egg and a black egg. The white egg creates humans, the black egg creates the angels. And if you grab both of the DNA, you become a god. You'll be able to, as powerful as these precursor species. That's the idea behind it. That's why Gendo wants instrumentality, because he wants to be able to control all of humanity to basically turn himself into a god. So yeah, I mean, deep stuff there. And the only time you can find that information out is that video game, which was not released outside of Japan. Ever. There's no English translation either.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So is this why you're learning Japanese?
Hey. No, it's that's one of many reasons. No, it's definitely not so that I can play
one game that came out like 15 years ago.
Nihongo Jozu.
Hey. What was it that in the Japanese lesson? It's like, because I'm still like, I understand a fair bit of the grammar, but I don't have a big enough, vocabulary. So I'm sitting there going, at the time my brain completely went black and I forgot what bad was, and I went, no Genki. And everyone just looked at me like, I mean, I know what you mean, but no. One of the other guys, Elvis, was like, that's going on a t-shirt.
No Genki.
But anyway, back to Dot Hack.
Back to Dot Hack.
Back to Dot Hack. So season one, if you will, is Dot Hack Sign.
Yep.
What was the next sort of major story arc, and does it follow on after the games?
So the next major story arc was the games.
Okay.
Alongside Liminality. Mm-hmm. And then after that...
Legend of Twilight?
Yes. But before all this, there's like Dot Hack AI Buster.
Oh, okay.
Which was a manga one-shot initially, and then they had another one that sort of came in later, but they weren't terribly popular. Twilight Bracelet basically takes the characters from the game and makes them a prize for these twins, Shugo and Reina.
They're so cute, though.
They are adorable. Like, the style completely changes from
It is so
Sign and that.
different, yeah.
They're like cute little chibis, and there's this werewolf girl that's got the hots
I was
for him,
wondering,
and, and like it's a complete change of pace, but there are recurring characters from Sign and the games because one of the main characters, Bolmong of the Azure Sky, he's in all of it.
Now, I should clarify. So, the official English translation is Legend of the Twilight, but the actual translation is Legend of the Twilight Bracelet.
Yes.
For some reason, when they translated it, they didn't check the next line, apparently, and that had Bracelet, so they just had Legend of the Twilight.
I have the English manga, and they all say Legend of Twilight Bracelet.
Yep.
Oh.
From the early 2000s.
Well, all the ones on here say Legend of the Twilight.
Yeah, I feel like it might be because they've got the whole cover there that they had to translate, whereas with the anime, they probably just got the first line of the title and then ran.
Well,
with
even
that.
the manga on here says Legend of the Twilight.
Oh.
Yeah, for the official title for release.
Interesting.
Yeah. So maybe they adjusted it afterwards. But Legend of the Twilight, the series is obviously based on the manga, and it's technically a mini-series. It's not technically a full series.
The manga's the canonical story. The anime, they kind of just, we'll do whatever we want with it.
So they did a Full Metal Alchemist first season.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with Dot Hack, there's like a few things that reoccur every time. There's the Twilight Bracelet, which was in Sign. It was that jelly blob thing.
Oh, yeah.
And in the video games, the main character Kite has it.
Ah.
And so, like, it slowly infects him the more you use it, but if you let it cool down, your virus level drops.
So the Twilight Bracelet is that sort of legendary item that they kept talking about in the series, isn't it? Yeah.
And that actually comes back with Dot Hack GU. So with Legend of the Twilight Bracelet, they've given it a physical form. It looks like a nut.
Yeah, kind of.
Deku nut?
No, like
No,
the
it's like
bolt
a
nut.
yeah,
It's like a golden nut.
Yeah.
New Dot Hack series is going to be produced by Studio Nut.
Studio Golden Nut.
Studio Golden Nut for their 5th anniversary.
He's got that Midas touch.
Everything he nuts turns to nut.
But yeah, that one's interesting because it's sort of like it's a more chill and easier to get into Dot Hack. Like it's not serious. It doesn't take itself seriously at all. Like it's enjoyable. It's good fun. So like I'd definitely say if you were looking to get into Dot Hack and you weren't looking for something serious and drabby and all of that, start with Twilight Bracelet, but don't get mad at it for being childlike.
Yeah.
That's where I started. I was a child. It was the first manga I ever saw that was not something that I watched on TV.
Oh.
Yeah, good luck finding
it's
Dot
like-
Hack on TV.
Yeah. So
well.
like I was like quite young, and they had the Twilight Bracelet manga in my local library, and I went and actually purchased it because I really liked the way they looked on the covers and stuff like that. So that was my first introduction to that, and I didn't know that things like Sword Art Online existed. Just knew about Dot Hack.
Oh, well, there you go.
My child. Oh, you know how you love Mimiru?
I wouldn't say I love her. I just like the fact that it's a voice actor that I know and the character type is interesting.
Her character design gets reused every season.
You're kidding.
So in the games, she's Black Rose. Legend of the Twilight Bracelet, she's Mimiru. Not Mimiru, she's Reina.
Oh, God. I did wonder because I saw the cover and I went,
Yeah.
oh, they're keeping her in it. Okay, cool.
It's
I
just a slight color swap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cute though.
Well, it's also playing into the MMO
Yeah,
trope
yeah,
of
yeah.
a lot of characters look
Being
the
the
same.
same, yeah.
Because they're all the same class.
Yeah.
They're all heavy blades.
Yeah.
So
I didn't realize this, but Dot Hack Gift is apparently...
it's the best part.
I love the description. A self-deprecating, tongue-in-cheek OVA created as a gift For those who bought and completed all four Dot
games.
Hack games.
Yep. So, sorry, I was wrong. Dot Hack Gift comes after the games.
Oh, God.
And it's this celebratory mashup of Sign and the games. So, like, all the characters hang out and interact, and it starts off by one character being murdered. And because
Wow, that sounds really fun.
well, because Bear and Orca share the same character model.
Ah.
So you just see that character's dead and they're all grayed out and they've written down on the ground something.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out what it means. And they're all running around competing with each other because they think it's a competition.
And it's just someone's being killed.
Well, I mean, yeah, but also Helba's trying to lead them to a celebration.
Oh.
Helba is like the queen hacker of the world.
Oh, okay.
And she doesn't wear a lot.
Yep, fair enough. You've just made me think of something. So, is it called Dot Hack because of a focus on hacking later in the series to talk about, about viruses and stuff like that?
No.
Or is it, do we know why they chose that title?
No idea. But in the game, they called their group the Dot Hackers.
Oh, okay.
So I think that was them just going, we haven't done anything with Dot Hack yet. What should we do?
Dot Hackers?
Yes! Give this man a raise.
Well, I mean, look, it's... I really liked this series when I first saw it, but I wasn't able to find all of it because it was the 2000s, like, you know. And I gotta be honest, I don't know if I would recommend watching this for a lot of new anime fans. I think this...
Modern anime fans would not get into it.
I was going to say, it's very old storytelling stuff.
Yeah.
Like we've mentioned this a few times before. Like there are some series that if you grew up watching that already, then it won't. You'll be able to get back into that mindset and see it. Like I'd say give it 5 years, and we're going to find there's people who can't actually stand watching Cowboy Bebop, for instance, because
not my Cowboy Bebop.
I think that's already happening. There's a lot of people.
Netflix
that say
did that.
Get into it.
There was that too. But I think like there's definitely there are some series which I think will always, or films in particular, which will always be good, even though their storytelling style ages, because of the pacing is still close enough to the modern formula. But I think like with Dot Hack, it's the same as I was saying with Patlabor and, you know, some of those older series where if you're not familiar with that art style, if you're not familiar with that storytelling style, if you're not familiar with them taking the long way around, and you're not, you know, if you've grown up with instant gratification style shows where something happens every episode, the story's completed in an episode, it's going to be very time consuming for you to watch because you're going to struggle to pay attention to it. You're probably going to be rewinding and going, oh God, I've missed that, I've missed that.
Subway said one thing really quietly in the background of that scene that relates to that huge action scene, and now I don't understand it because I've missed that little bit.
I mean, thankfully we have Wikipedia now, so we can go in there and what is the fan wiki?
Fan wiki, Feet wiki.
No, not that. No.
Shoe wiki is the right one. No.
But with Dot Hack Gift, there was something similar called Dot Hack Unison.
Yeah, I have seen that on this list.
Which came out at the same time, which was basically the same thing, but less tongue-in-cheek.
Ah. And there's also... actually, Dot Hack Unison isn't on this list for some reason. Did it come out attached to a video game?
I don't think it came out attached to a video game.
There are multiple...
Maybe it did?
Well, there's
Dude, it's been so long.
No, I think I found out what's going on because there's two different branches of the Dot Hack project.
Yes.
So you've got Project Dot
So
Hack.
there's R1 and then there's R2.
And R2
is the GU storyline.
Is the GU storyline.
So Unison would have been in R1 because it revolved around Kite and Tsukasa.
I haven't got it listed on there. But I mean, this is Wikipedia. They can be missing things. Yeah. But this Dot Hack Roots is what I was thinking of. I was sitting there going...
R2, yeah.
Yeah, so that's set, at least as far as like in a watching order, is set after...
all of that.
All of that.
Yeah, because R2 is revision 2 of the world.
Oh, so it's like they've rebooted the world and...
Yes, so after
World of Warcraft
all
Cataclysm.
of that, they basically closed down the world and then they reopened it later, which is why there's new classes and the graphics are all different and the root towns are different. There's new stuff that you can do in there, like entirely new. That's why the battle system's completely changed as well. So with R2, it starts with roots. Well, okay, so you start GU. You start GU1. You start that game, you play like 5-10 minutes of it. and then you watch all of Roots.
Oh, no! That's too much.
No, because in GU it starts with Haseo getting PK'd.
Okay.
And it's his first time logging into the world. He gets PK'd, and then it skips ahead to when he's the terror of death, which he doesn't get to until the end of Roots.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
and then he gets to fight Tri-Edge, which is right at the end of Roots. And honestly, if you compare the fight scene between Roots, GU, and GU the Last Trilogy movie, the Trilogy movie does it so well.
So the Trilogy movie adapts that whole story.
Yeah, all 3 games is in the Trilogy movie.
Let's see here. Dot Hat Roots is an anime series released under the Dot Hat Conglomerate project. It follows Haseo and his joining and subsequent exploits with the Twilight Brigade Guild. It also
Guess
shows
what the
his rise
Twilight
to
Brigade
power.
Guild do? They hunt for the Twilight Bracelet. We're back at the Twilight Bracelet, baby!
Is there a Twilight Princess involved as well?
Okay, so technically, there's Aura, who is a girl who's an AI in the game, who was the daughter of the father who created the game through a series of poems. And so Aura is a pivotal character in all of this.
I'm sorry, my brain just went, oh my god, we're going full-blown...
Neon Genesis?
No, the one you love.
I love a lot.
The one where we don't know which one to start on. Fate's Day.
Oh, Fate, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. Yeah. But like Aura is in Sign.
Oh, okay, so it's a recurring character.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's in the original game set. And then she's in Twilight Bracelet. And then you get to Roots and GU and she's missing.
Oh, okay.
And so all the characters are like, oh, there used to be a goddess statue here, but she's missing. Rah, rah, rah. And then in Roots, Haseo meets the father. And the father's like, where is my daughter? Is she okay? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, old man. I'm going to fight you.
Oh, God.
Because Haseo's all edgy like that. And then the dad's like, I don't like you. Get out of here. I'm going to take back that gift I gave you.
Your life is now forfeit.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of the story revolves around Aura giving the Twilight Bracelet to someone.
So GU doesn't look like it was that long ago, relatively speaking. 2006 and 2007. Okay, wow, they burnt through that timeline.
That was
quick.
PS2, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was all... I was in high school when that came out.
Man, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, then there's the GU games, and they were good. And then they redid it and added a 4th game, which was terrible. And then after it, they created Quantum, I believe.
Yeah, it does
which,
look like it.
Yet again, they've reused Kite's character model.
Yeah, so Quantum is a 3-part
But as a
OVA.
girl.
So Quantum's a
Why
3-part OVA series.
Look
and
at this stage.
Quantum was the first of the series to be licensed by Funimation.
I've got it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I have got the physical copy at my house. I mean, I've got physical copies of all the games, but like it's the only anime I've got the physical copy of for Dot Hack.
Okay.
No, there's a... Man, you go down and basically you've got the first era, which was with the first games, the first series.
R1, yeah.
And Legend of the Twilight, R1 is Era 1 and then Era 2. So I wonder if we'll see Era 3 considering how long it's been and if it does become popular again.
Well, because it is the anniversary, they actually have an exhibit that just opened this month to celebrate the anniversary of Dot Hack. They also have some limited digital items that are being released this year as well. We don't really know what they are, but because of the anniversary, they've got a lot of stuff coming out. So
Well, I remember I first saw stuff about it months ago, and I turned to Kyle and I sent the link to him, and I was like, dude, this is in Japanese. Find me answers. Tell me they're redoing the original games. Tell me. And Kyle's like, what? I was like, never mind. I found the Google Translate button.
And that was literally the end of the conversation. And then the next time we got up, he's like, we should do Dot Hack on the podcast. I'm like, yeah, we should. Actually, yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how big of a role this played in your life.
Oh, dude, man. It's seriously got a sweet spot in my heart. Like,
It's your Neon Genesis by the sounds of it.
I wouldn't go that far.
No?
No, Naruto's definitely my Neon Genesis.
Fair enough.
But this is definitely one of those things. Like, because of the games, I stuck to it. Like, if it
Yeah.
was just anime, I probably would have.
Yeah.
But the games cemented it.
I think that's probably also where Sword Art Online has kind of shot themselves in the foot.
Have you tried the Sword Art Online games?
Yeah, they're terrible.
They're terrible.
they're
I played it on
terrible.
PS Vita.
Oh.
And because you're
Yeah.
playing as Kirito,
Yeah, you're always
there's
playing as
no
Kirito.
fun.
No,
There
that's
is
rubbish.
no fun.
That
You're like flying around these maps, and it's like, I didn't even have to earn this. I'm level 1 and I'm flying.
There was so much potential there.
Yeah. See, like, if they had have done what .hack did with it, where they had have planned it out, because I mean, like, I realize it was a light novel first. You know, it does have that origin. I get that. But if you're going to try and turn something like this into a multimedia franchise, you need to have a plan. And they didn't.
Yeah.
They just went, oh God, we got big. What do we do? Release a game.
Press buttons.
It's all QuickTime events. I'm sure it'll be fine. They'll love that, right? But look, .hack is a pain in the butt to find.
Yes, hands down.
You can find a lot of it on YouTube.
Yes.
You can find a lot of it on some unreputable sites. And you can find a lot of it not on the main streaming sites. And it's because licenses are in limbo. Licenses may not have been updated. We lost access to .hack signs in Australia after the Madman acquisition by Funimation. They did the release in Australia. They can still release the physical discs, but I believe they're out of print.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but they have the license for physical, but because technically a different entity, just like we saw with, you know, what happened with Funimation and High Dive and the Sentai stuff, technically once a company becomes a different, underneath a different company, it's a different company. It's not the same person you made the agreement with, and you have the right to either withdraw from that deal or to renegotiate it. And it sounds like they didn't bother to renegotiate it. They didn't think anyone would care.
Yeah, probably because it's so old. And they're like, no, anime fans don't like this anymore. They don't like long-lasting stories. They like the Danganronpas and the Genshin Impacts.
They like the reviews of a certain species that oh no, we can't have that, we've dropped it, oh what a shame, and now everyone's angry. What a surprise. But it's
you mean that one that we did for our which episode was it? 69. Yeah. If you're interested in hearing more, check out episode 69.
Not for children.
Not for children.
It's the only episode we have done when we said this one is definitely not for kids. But .hack, I think, definitely came out at a time when the world was starting to come into the idea of, you know, online gaming and so on. It's 2002, 2003. World of Warcraft was that year. 2003, I believe it was.
Well, .hack did something very crafty. They released a PS2 MMO titled The World. And it was only available in Japan.
And that's when you could have went and
so-
put a modem in the back of your PS2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was so mad because I loved .hack and I was like, I could be my own character.
Yeah.
And then it was only Japanese. And then some of my friends were like, oh, I go to Japan. I'm like, if you find a copy, buy it for me. I will pay you.
It's also that time as well where they didn't really think about their international audience in regard to anime or gaming as well. It's like a lot of things in Japan, they like to base it all in Japan. They don't really kind of
They don't think international
export it.
generally.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a few companies that do so, which is obviously like through Sony and through Square Enix. But the problem being is that then they're kind of a little bit not good to deal with on the international scale. So there's a balancing act Japan has to learn with their media at some point. And I'm sure we'll get there in the next 10 years. They have to now that we've got...
Got a mangaka as one of the politicians who is fighting for manga rights and copyright rights as well, so that like you're able to freely use things more often, because mangaka do get in trouble sometimes if a panel is similar to another person's panel.
Or if they reference something in it as well.
Like a music band. Looking at you, Araki.
You're bringing that up a lot. That's twice now.
JoJo's is fun.
Look, I mean, fair.
It's very colourful and fruity.
I do I do like how they have handled that for the international release, how they've been renaming it. But
Yeah. Oh, some of the names are a bit silly though.
oh, they are. But they're also pretty fantastic. Some of them too.
Zipperman is now Sticky Fingers. How?
I'm sure there's a connection. But look, if you want to check out .hack, as Aaron mentioned, Legend of the Twilight / Legend of Legend. I can speak real good. I'm a baby. Legend of the Twilight bracelet. Legend of the Twilight bracelet or Legend of the Twilight. If you just put Legend of the Twilight in, you will find it. It just depends on how they label it. It's really annoying because everyone's like, that's the wrong name. This is the correct name. And then apparently Viz were like, no, it's not. And everyone's like, yes, it is.
It's
Can you
about
not
the
read?
Twilight bracelet. Why would it just be Twilight?
Yeah.
Look,
It's a pain in the butt.
honestly, if I could, I would recommend starting with the games, but PS2 games in this era. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I saw there was PSP games listed on there. And
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Yeah, Dot Hack Link, I think it was. And it says it was meant to be like the final one. And they're like, no, don't. Just don't.
And then there was Dot Hack Versus, which came out later with the final Dot Hack movie. And that was a game where you could play as any of the characters and fight each other.
The game you wanted was Dot Hack Fragment. The first Dot Hack massive multiplayer online game released only in Japan. The servers only ran for 2 years.
Yeah, it did not do
a
well.
shame.
Sad.
Yeah.
But what do you expect with a PS2 MMO?
Yeah, I mean, fair. There are several card battle games in here as well.
Yeah, I've got them.
Dot Hack Enemy and Dot Hack GU, the card battle.
I've got Enemy.
Is it good?
No.
Well,
it's just an excuse to get. You know how everyone collected Pokemon cards for the pretty pictures?
Yeah.
That's what this is.
That was me with Magic cards, The Gathering.
It's me with Digimon cards. Speaking of, there's a new Digimon card coming out in XO3 that I have to show you.
Okay, I don't know what half those words mean, but cool. I want to see. It's going to be pretty.
Yeah, pretty funny.
Pretty funny. Cool. All right, well, let's get stuck into some anime news.
Kawaii-Fi Radio.
Tonight on Anime Communique.
Great story, compelling and rich.
Nothing brings ratings up like a little controversy.
No, Aaron, just please stop. You're killing me. I don't know what that is. I think I know what you mean, but I don't know.
You know what I mean.
I have some ideas, and as we love to say,
No.
Aaron's going to horny jail.
bonk, bonk. Alrighty. So, look, we're talking about anniversary straight out the gate. Psycho Pass. Anime's 10th anniversary is this year, and there's a new film coming because of it. So, Psycho Pass Providence film, Gekijo Band Psycho Pass Providence, has been greenlit. We don't know when it's coming out, but it's at Production IG, so it'll be pretty. It'll be on par with all the previous ones, and it's got half the stuff from the previous ones back again as well. So, more of the same, more goodness. There is apparently going to be a bucket load of events in Japan over the next 6 months, actually. They're bringing back Psycho Pass radio program, which was an internet radio station that was on Onsen and Spotify, and it is going to come back and air every second Friday of the month starting in September. They have got the 10th anniversary project is around the theme of gratitude for fans. So it's going to be interesting to see what they plan. There's a event at Noitamina Shop and Cafe Theatre with goods and exclusive illustrations and a collaborative food menu from September till this year till August next year. The cafe will screen the first season again as well on their screens, and it's going to celebrate the birthdays of 13 key characters over that year that it's running. Psycho Pass Tour, the Psycho Tour in Loft campaign will travel to Loft stores, starting with Aichi's prefecture, Loft Nagoya. What is a Loft store? Is it clothing?
No. It's like
everything.
Yeah, there's home goods, really nice home goods,
Really nice
and
goods.
decor and stationery and sometimes clothing. It depends what Loft store you go to in Japan, depending on the size of the store.
Okay. Well, this is going to be.
It's very pretty.
The ones they've listed are all in the major cities, so Nagoya, Kyoto, Fukuoka, Sendai, Osaka, Tokyo, and Yokohama. Campaign will feature goods using the 10th anniversary's main visual, which is above on the page, and as well as goods with exclusive illustrations by the character designer. And there's an online exhibition as well with a soft advanced opening from December 2nd to 12th. It's a formal display key scenes from the 3 TV anime seasons and also sell goods with exclusive illustrations, which is apparently the word for this press release. And the anime is going to also have a fan club Psycho Box opening a 10th anniversary page. So this is their online store for like official merchandise. So 10th anniversary page with dedicated stuff just for it. Once again, exclusive illustrations. So if you are a Psycho Pass fan, it's a good time to be around because there's a lot that's going to come up, and I imagine we'll see a lot of this with international delivery because of how it was released.
You'd have to be a psycho to pass up on it.
I knew you were going there.
You're just like sitting there, just trying
He's
to
like, I'm waiting for my moment. All right, on to Sexy Boys. Skate the Infinity is getting a second season and an OVA. We did mention this over on the Instagram. So they had what was called the Skate the Infinity Week special event in Okinawa, and they announced that the new Skate the Infinity project is going to be an OVA and the second season. Everyone was like, oh, we're just getting a special. No, you're getting everything. Main staff for the first season are returning. They haven't said what the new season is going to be about, and they haven't even mentioned...
It is a original project, so they could do whatever they want to do with it.
Well, that's the thing. They haven't listed if cast are returning. So the question is, does season 2 focus on some new up-and-coming skaters now that Reki and Langa's story has been told?
I think you would probably have maybe Reki and Langa still there, but I don't know if
they'll be the
Adam
leads.
and stuff would still be there as well. Or if, what are they named? Joe and
Cherry?
Cherry.
Yeah, Cherry Boy.
I was going to say Cherry and Matcha because that's what they call them in the ships online, and I was like, that's not right.
I like that. I actually really like that as their nickname. That's really good. But look, this has got a lot of good stuff going for it. And if you haven't watched it, it's worth checking out. It's good fun. That OP is so good too.
It is.
Like,
it is.
it has no right.
It's actually quite a good original anime.
It is. It's very rare to
like,
see it. And it's not trying to shill us something like, hey, buy our mobile game.
No.
There are so many cosplays of that cat boy.
Really? I've
Yeah.
only seen like one or two.
No, there are so many. Even Nat's done one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, now we... Oh, you know. Yeah. Now, probably the biggest news of the past fortnight. One Punch Man Season 3 has been confirmed. And because of that, the manga's going on hiatus.
Of course.
For a month. So the third anime season's been announced. No release date yet for it. The manga's on a one-month hiatus before returning with a new arc. There is speculation that this is the second last arc coming up. So they're going to spend that month, because it's a weekly manga, putting down all the groundwork to line up the last two sort of major arcs for it. This, apparently the staff are going to announce when the return date is, as soon as they've decided on it. So I think they've clearly got a plan and want to get, everything squared away before they come back in for the long haul, if you will. But that's going to be exciting. Hopefully the pacing for season 3 is better than season 2. I think, I can't remember if we all agreed on this or we had varying opinions, but I found season 2 very slow, One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I've tried to watch One Punch Man, something's gone wrong.
Oh.
Like, I've either watched it somewhere and then, like, they've only had certain episodes of it, or, like, something's come up and I haven't been able to finish it, or, like, every time I go to watch it, I haven't been able to finish it. So,
the story is really good. It's really interesting.
I love the main character. He's got a great aesthetic.
Yeah, he does. yeah. He's only missing one thing.
A beard?
A beard. It's a fantastic story, but I think the problem they had with season 2 is this is the thing. It was all focusing on the events in the background, and the story would have been better if they had just left Saitama out of it until he was needed, I think. Because then you wouldn't be going backwards and forwards. Basically, there's a tournament going on through most of it. It's a martial arts one, and he goes there because he wants to know more about martial artists and what it means because of someone he ran into. And it keeps, you have all this action going on with the other heroes, then it's flashing back to him just kind of sitting there twiddling his thumbs at the side of the arena. You're like, we could have done without that. Just make that the whole episode and say, hey, he's been here for this whole time. In the meantime, but look, it's still good. It's just that I'm hoping this next season they'll, really refine that strategy and make it good.
Actually, I have seen one really good piece of One Punch media. It's an abridged called One Punch Stan.
Oh no.
Oh, goodness.
And it is hilarious.
Oh,
it's
goodness.
just one episode, so good. Like, if all of One Punch Man is like that, I would love it.
What happens in One Punch Stan?
Imitation Crab Meat Man.
Brilliant.
I mean, that's the villain from episode 1, isn't it?
Yeah,
the Crab Man. Yeah.
And then he has to go into the lab and fight the scientist with the thingy, and
The thingy.
the scientist who made the
cyborg Geno. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, no, not the cyborg Geno. The underground one.
Oh, okay. That's like episode 2, episode 3.
Because Geno's the robot that joins him?
Yeah,
he's running around with him the whole time. It's
okay.
funny. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. All right. Well, there's still many other things that have happened, so we are going to kind of burn through them very quickly. There is a lot of new anime coming out. We will bring more information on them when we know, but a lot of them are adapted from light novels or mangas, and they're not very massively well known, but they all do have followings, otherwise they wouldn't be getting adapted. Gundam's upcoming film, Gundam The Witch from Mercury Prologue, is going to stream outside of Japan on September 1, according to Bandai Namco. Eden's Zero anime is getting a second season, premiering in 2023, but we don't know when in 2023. Why?
Why?
Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at like how many people actually watch that. I know it's on Netflix, but I still just never hear anybody talk about it ever.
No.
It's just sci-fi fairy tale.
No,
Yeah.
I know, I've read it. I'm just like,
Why would anyone talk about it? We've already discussed it with fairy tale.
I don't understand how it's getting a second season and why it's so popular in Japan on Japanese TV that it has a primetime spot.
Really?
It
Wow.
does.
Nah, not happy.
He is one of the characters.
Oh, dear. Netflix, Cyberpunk Edge Runners is coming September 13. When I first heard about this, I didn't care. Now that I've seen the trailer, now that I've seen the OP, I am so down for this. And it's not even based on the video game. They've just went, we've just used the city and came up with our own story. And that's the best thing they could have done.
I feel like watching
That's
this is
trigger.
going to make me want to play the game, and then I'll be disappointed in the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
I actually quite like it. But
Kagu said the same.
I think the thing is that it's easy, just like a lot of open world games, to get lost in the side questing stuff. And I did that, and it kind of put me off it. And then when I went back and started focusing on the story elements, I really enjoyed it.
I tend to favor side quests over my main quests. I will do every side quest available and then leave main quest to last. And then I'll just crush the main quest.
That's also what I do. It's really bad. And the
I do it on purpose because I find it entertaining.
Okay, and Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun has got its third season debuting October. Everything's coming out in October.
Yep.
So this actually sounds really cool. This is going to be... what's it called? The Harvest Festival arc. So they're going to have to go into the jungle, the demonic jungle, and gather ingredients for this festival. And they're all competing against one another, all the classmates.
I love the poster for it.
It's so good.
Clara's going to win.
Yeah, and she's in her little like mascot outfit as well. I'm like, oh, it's me.
You're going to make that one next, aren't you?
Maybe.
Right. Now, the last thing we need to talk about is... For some, it might be a small item on the news list, but for us, it's quite a large item on the news list. So, do you remember there was a load of videos going around a couple of years ago where anime girls were turning into planes and trains and automobiles randomly?
Yep.
And it's called Henki Shoujo, and it's a gag comedy anime short series. It's got a dub cast, and our friend Terry is the car washer.
Honestly, in that universe... Best job.
It's the best job. He will eat all of the girls and wash their cars. I guess. I'm guessing that's how it works.
It sounds like that's how it works.
Yeah, I need to watch it. I'm sorry, Terry.
Look, we'll watch it and be ready for the next episode of Kawaii-Fi, and then we'll be able to quiz him on it.
Yes, we will, because Terry is going to join us the next episode, which will hopefully be in the new...
It's terrible. It took this long.
Oh, my God. Firstly... You are correct. We should have had him in earlier. We've been talking with Terry about doing a bromance episode, talking about anime with great bromances in it, because we've all got our bromance going on with each other. And
Best of friendos.
Best of friendos.
You should have seen us at the Sonic movie.
Oh my God, we were holding hands. It was adorable. It was just like, oh my God, is he going to go Supersonic? He's going Supersonic! It was amazing. Emma was there with us as well, just looking over at me going, I've lost my boyfriend.
I completely forgot.
I know, we were off in our own little world for it. But look, we're going to talk to Terrence about it, because this isn't the only anime he's done dubbing for. He's also done a minor role in Fire in His Fingertips, which is a bit more mature content.
The good
He
stuff.
was the fireman on the radio.
Yes. Well,
but he's
deep,
also done
sultry
video
voice.
games.
Yes,
with
he has.
Loopmancer being his most recent one.
Yes, Loopmancer is really good too. So yeah, we're going to have a bit of a dive into it and talk about, what it's like to be a voice actor. How do you go about getting into the industry? What experiences he's had so far, and how difficult it is.
Can I give a one-word spoiler for Terry's experience?
Yeah.
Spite.
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 A lot of spite.
You're in for a fun story.
I'm in for a fun story. And with that, we're at the end of the news, which is fantastic. And I've actually just done the next episode preview, so let's
Wait, can we quickly cover something I'm excited about that I talked about earlier?
Sure.
Full Metal Alchemist live action movie.
Ooh, yeah.
I also wanted to say congratulations to the Australia team for getting second place in the stage.
Oh, wow, they did too at the World Cosplay Summit.
Yeah. They
did
got
really good.
second, and they also got best stage direction.
Nice.
What was their outfit this time?
It was The Legend of Zelda, and
That's
it was,
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
No, it's been 2 weeks and my brain just went, you watched that. What was it? Like, I forgot. It's like watching the opening ceremony of the Olympics. You're like, I remember there was that really funny person. I don't remember what team they were on.
Dude, we consume so much media.
I know.
That's the problem with producing media and like content. We consume so much of it, we don't have time to watch the stuff that we really like.
Yeah.
Like, we'll be so focused on our projects that we can't like go watch Game Grumps.
Yeah. I really need to watch Golden Kamuy. I watched the first episode. I've read the first couple of chapters of the manga. I love it. I'm obsessed with it, and I still haven't had time to sit down and just go for it.
Well, that's related to the content we produce. I'm talking about content we like outside of the content we produce.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like you know me, I'm a massive space nerd.
It's so hard to find time for it because we're just like chugging all this stuff, trying to keep up to date with it. And we're like, oh, that one thing that I really like that I haven't seen in months.
Yeah.
We should, I think, well, we do have our usual break over Christmas, which we will definitely be doing this year, which would be nice. Though I have an idea for how we're going to do our last show of the year.
Oh, no.
Because we used to do the Anime Awards. And I say used to because we've realized that the way we were doing it wasn't really useful. So we're going to be having a roundtable discussion, but there'll be a wine. Well, actually, no. That'll be sake. That'll be a nice big bottle of sake.
We'll have fun with that. I'll have some tea.
No. It's okay. I'm going to get you some ramune.
Oh, hell yeah.
And some melon soda.
Not big on the
No
melon.
melon with grape soda?
You gotta have a little, just one little shot, just a little sip.
I forgot what it's called, but they use, so what is left over from the sake when they're like fermenting it and stuff, there is a part that's left over that isn't exactly fermented or doesn't have alcohol in it, and they usually drink it in Japan at breakfasts and stuff like that, but it kind of has a sake taste because it's made from the same stuff but has no alcohol content. Forgot what the name of it was, but if I could track it down, can kind of have sake.
But like half the problem with alcohol is I don't like how it tastes.
Yeah.
Fair.
So why would I go for something for the taste?
Well,
It's
some
usually kind of
soju.
flavored.
So, instead of the non-alcoholic thing here, how about having this bottle that'll knock you on your ass from
but
Korea?
it tastes really good.
It does.
It does. Especially the yogurt version. Like, oh my god.
Really? I haven't had the yogurt.
It's so good. It has no right. It's like a creaming soda. You're like, that's not right. I love it. They've got Yakult bottles on it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
try it.
That sounds very dangerous. Is it still alcoholic?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
extremely
Extremely
Yeah,
dangerous.
yeah,
Yeah. All right. And with that, we should probably wrap up.
Kawaii-Fi.
My ears hurt now. I'm sorry.
I can see your mouth moving, but I can't hear any words.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! All righty. That is where we're going to leave things for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Next time, we will be trying to dive down into the world of voice acting.
With one Terrence, the dry guy.
Now, we've mentioned Terry in passing several times on the podcast, and he's a lovely, lovely gentleman.
Oh, the best.
He's so good. And he's so young and beautiful.
He's a little baby.
Now, wow, my next line's meant to be if you've enjoyed what you heard, but I apologize.
I was going to say, if your dogs and cats started acting up because of how high our voices just went then, I apologize.
We're in our 30s, would you believe? No. No, look, if you have enjoyed what you've heard, hit that subscribe button, join us for future episodes. If you are listening on YouTube, like buttons, let us know in your comments what you think. Yeah, there's videos coming out on there. Hasn't been any for a little while because, I'll be sharing this in the next video, next door's been completely demolished. The entire house has been shaking for an entire week, And then I had to do a whole load of production for upcoming Pixelate, the Hoshi event we're doing.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. I think Saturday before our next episode, both me and Tifa are presenting panels at Pixel Expo here in Perth. So come and check us out. You're doing the Friends of Twitch panel?
The Twitch Pals.
Twitch Pals.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at my favorite topic, which is traditional literature in Japanese animation. So
I will be a cosplay judge.
Oh, will you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Excellent.
Yeah.
You really said that at the beginning.
Yeah, I know.
I keep forgetting. I'm really bad.
It's okay. We love you.
We do adore you.
The people who matter. Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm just going to go and die over here.
Bye, Kyle.
Bye.
Anyway, I'm taking over the podcast now. What's up, everyone? This time on Kawaii-Fi.
Sausage sizzles. Why are they so expensive now? No, I'm kidding.
Inflation.
Inflation, yeah.
Did you guys see that one guy who went all around Australia trying every bunning snag?
He did it at the right time.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
What?
Oh my god.
Wouldn't they just
Have you
be
not
the
seen
Kyle?
this?
No.
No.
Completely
No.
different.
No.
But okay.
Sounds like we need to take Kyle for a bunning snag tour.
No,
Yeah.
well, for a tour, yeah, I'm down for a tour. I was going to say I've had many bunning sausages over the years, but fair enough. Okay, now if you'd like more of this sort of randomness, there is our Patreon where we have the pre-show and talk a load of trash before every episode actually hits recording, as while we're setting up and making sure we all know what we're doing. What did we talk about this time? There was definitely some non-safe content in there.
Oh, yeah.
About a certain BL story.
About certain island.
A certain island where fighting occurred.
With Hard Richards.
Yeah. His name is Richard Helmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a yogurt slinger.
Yoga teacher as well. But so there's that. There's
We got a head start on the .hack stuff there.
yeah, we did as well. We talked a little bit
Fortnite
about
talk.
that. Fortnite talk.
talk, yeah.
Oh, that's something to mention. We are going to be doing a collab stream on Tifa's channel, on Twitch. I don't know if I might stream it on our channel as well. I'll figure out what I'm going to do. But we're going to be being a bit stupid.
A bit.
A bit's a bit of an understatement.
We will try and win at least one game.
I did pretty good today. I did 2
that's
matches, got in the top 15, then got in the top 5.
Nice. Nice.
I still haven't installed it. I don't want to put Epic Games on my computer.
I mean, okay, the other thing is that you can get it on Nintendo Switch. So if everyone has a Nintendo Switch, you can get it on there. You can come over to mine and we can set up the stream that way.
Ooh, that could
If
work.
you want to play it handheld. I know it's a little weird, but...
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll just install it on my computer.
Okay.
I'll be an adult.
Okay.
I'll be a grown boy.
Okay.
I'm
a real boy.
I'm a real boy now. On that note, we will be getting. We're going to try. I don't know if it'll be next episode or the episode after, but we're going to start trying to stream the actual podcast episodes while we're doing it. We can't really do it at the moment because the internet here is so dodgy.
But that means when we swear, it's live and you get to see it all.
Yeah. Well, look, we
No
never
edits, Kyle.
We never said the YouTube channel was PG. So
I'm gonna say so many swears.
Oh my god. We're just going to buy a bleeper.
I have one.
An IRL bleeper.
Well, like, it'd be like earlier today between the segments when there was the cut and I said stuff.
Well, look, I didn't turn the mics down. I can turn the mics down and they won't be able to hear it. See, I've got this little button right next to each of them, which is mute. And what do you...
So mine's just gonna be muted 90% of the time.
Like that, there we go. See, now I'll turn you on, turn you back on. So there are
You
ways...
do that quite frequently.
I don't. I'm gonna have to though, aren't I? Yeah. Okay, great.
Oh no, you missed that one.
I did. Oh, straight over my head. If you would like to join the Kawaii-Fi community and more of this nuttiness, head over to our social media channel. There's breaking anime news, memes, videos, all that good stuff. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Discord. Anywhere else we are?
TikTok.
Yep, thank you. We're TikTok.
Put in a comment down below saying Aaron should take over the TikTok for a week and watch the chaos ensue.
It'd be pretty great, though. I think it would be
it'd be
entertaining.
Look,
Maybe in Melbourne.
Oh,
look, I'm more than happy to give you the login, and I'll give you a...
Wi-Fi takes Melbourne. It's just Aaron. Aaron
Well,
at the One Piece Cafe.
Well, I'm thinking like we can have, I'll just make like a banner for it that he can use for all of them and an Aaron takeover.
Gremlin mode activate.
Chaos time. And yeah, that's it. We'll be back in 2 weeks. I am wondering how next episode is going to turn out, seeing as we're both going to be shattered from the Saturday, and we'll be recording on the Sunday.
You'll have a lovely voice actor to take
We
over.
will.
So you just
Lots of energy drinks.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
I also
you guys
will have
just
work
exist.
beforehand.
Okay, let's push it back to a little bit later in the afternoon then. I'll probably need it as well because I'll be moving house that whole week too. So, yay. Adulting. This is what we do.
We pay taxes.
Yes,
Sometimes. Not by choice. It just happens. It gets the tax time and they go, you owe us money. Like, oh, damn.
Oopsie doops.
I only ever had that happen once.
Same.
Yeah, it's not nice.
No.
Like, I thought I'd done my due diligence the whole year. Paid my taxes. Nope. Apparently, the little bit of extra money I earned for my business on the side pushed me into the next threshold. I was like, oh, I thought I was under. Damn.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that somber note,
back to anime.
Yes, you've been listening to Kawaii-Fi Radio. Thank you so much for joining us, and until next time, watch some anime!